fucking Christ. Back from the dead.
Michael James Caffey vanished 7 years ago. 1 step ahead of a hit and 2 steps ahead of you guys.
Everything I did for you growing up was to make sure you didn't get mixed up in my world.
Prince of the Hill, Representative Tommy Caffey.
Love you.
You're like a medieval knight. The hill's your kingdom.
Shop, the bookies, it's all mine. Got it? Fuck you, Mike. I'm gonna start putting this neighborhood back together. I'm gonna make you some serious money.
I don't want to do business with you. I don't even know you anymore.
You want to fucking prove myself to you?
We don't need you here. We don't want you here. And I'm not gonna let you hurt this family.
How can I make you Mayor Caffey if at any moment you can be completely undone by your brother?
What do you think you're doing with Tommy?
He came to me, Rose.
You're the most manipulative man I know.
Say what you want. You don't fucking care. You want a rat.
Tell me what you know. If Tom Caffey is corrupt, I'm gonna take him down.
Listen, I was wondering if you wanted to get together. The motel, I guess. I miss you.
I keep thinking one of these days you're not gonna come.
You and me both.
You ever worry that I'm not gonna show up?
No.
We were engaged. He broke it off 6 months ago. Maybe he was seeing someone else.
You were brought in to take down Freddie Cork. And that's all you gotta do. They're all jumbled up, Deco.
If you knew the things that I've done. Ralph shot an undercover federal agent.
They will fire me. I will lose everything.
And I stood by while Michael and Ralph destroyed the body.
What the fuck did you have to tell me?
Hey, you had to do it, didn't you? You just had to take the fucking money. Boys!
I'm not a fool. I know what you do.
If you don't leave town tonight, you will destroy me. I'm not leaving again until I die.
I cheated on Tommy. We met at motel. We get stoned and have sex. Tommy, we have to talk.
I was a good cop before you.
Fuck you!
Burn those fucking clothes and toss that sap.
Hi, I'm Jason Isaacs, and I play Michael Caffey, and
I'm Annabeth Gish, and I play Eileen Caffey.
I'm Ethan Embry. I play Declan Giggs.
And we are going to talk through this episode and hopefully ruin it for you. This is season two premiere.
Directed by
Philip Noyce.
Yeah,
Phil Noyce.
Okay, can I just tell you this? Let's just start it off with a bang.
And this was a stranger.
No
right?
pun intended, huh? I guess.
Oh my God!
You had to have sex with somebody you'd never even met.
They
before,
got and literally they had 3 or 4 extras, come into my trailer, and Philip, interviewed them for me to choose from.
That's like the Bunny Ranch,
nice.
isn't it?
But then the one I chose, which is even horrible, they didn't use.
Oh no!
They used somebody else.
Someone else turned up.
Nonetheless, so here I am with this guy who, bless his heart, it's freezing cold at night. I've just had a baby in real life.
Right. Oh, which is tough for a woman to get all naked in front of the camera.
Was that a sexual reference that it was freezing cold?
Well, I was just going to say my lactating breasts were,
He was shriveled like a prune.
And there's Philip Noyce in the background saying,
"Scream, fuck a harder,
fuck a harder,
mate, harder."
I went and spent quite a lot of time with the Rhode Island Brain Injury Association, who were incredible, and they phoned lots of their clients who came to meet me and talk to me about what it's like having a brain injury and coming back from it, trying to recover from it. And it was so moving. And I went to Blake and Henry because they had written some stuff in, but they hadn't had the time to do the research that I did. And they were very good about writing all the stuff in. And Phil Noyce really sent me off to neurologists and physiotherapists and stuff. And a whole bunch of the stuff, all this dialogue changed because of the research that
you look so sexy in that blue skull cap.
You did. It's like, is he
going
to do a dive?
My wife made me take that.
Is he doing a double gainer? It looked like you're diving.
This is a real guy's office. He went to the neurologist, and sorry, this is a set, but I went to the neurologist's office, and it looked like a couples therapy room. And when I came back and told Phil, he went, "Really, why?" And it's because there's a lot of crying goes on. Because brain injuries you never recover from. You get to a certain level, you plateau, but you never fully recover from. You learn to adapt. And when I went to see a neurologist, there were a lot of Hells Angels outside, or bikers, and big tough guys who were having to learn to deal with really impaired cognitive functions.
I bet a lot of soldiers as well.
It's the most common injury coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. Is what they call TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Because a lot of these people used to not survive, but now because of the medical advancements in the field,
also it's IED as well. So there's so much of what they're dealing with is shock and trauma to the brain. And lots of soldiers watch our show. Funnily enough, I just did a film with a bunch of soldiers.
We should go out there, dude. We should go to Iraq. If that's true, I'd love to go to the.
It is true.
USO.
Okay, so. And this was my favorite season ever of our show because I got nothing but wrath from Tommy the entire.
Yeah, when we meet you, he despises you. He's kind of coursing with rage against you.
Apparently, the talk at the end of season 1 was really
not good.
Yeah, it didn't go well. Yeah, if you thought things went badly for people in season 1, everybody. So
as you can tell, I'm doing great right now too.
It makes season 1 look like kind of Disney time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I wonder what season 3 has in store for us. 3's the charm, you know. Now, you might not be able to know, but I actually lost all the weight.
You did lose all the weight in between, didn't you?
And I got down to 170 pounds, and then we got picked up, and I went back to 220.
Yeah, people with brain injury put Post-its all over. They're sponsored by Post-it almost. They put Post-its everywhere because they all have memory issues, which never go away. And they live by Post-iting everywhere. And we didn't do it here because Michael was trying to survive without. And later in Kathy's house, you'll see that I have actually put Post-its up on everything, how to work the TV. And everything. I can't even remember where.
Did you have fun doing that?
And what's weird, I thought, interesting choice they made with Mum is that she doesn't give me any sympathy or cut me any slack. Which is an unusual choice. Yeah, she's in denial about this guy who is never really going to be the same when it comes to memory.
And plus, you're not living at home anymore. She's mad at you because of the Oedipus thing that I was talking about.
But she's
There's a huge sexual undertone, and she's jealous. Jealous mother.
But she goes, they're here where they always are, as if somehow I'm an idiot for not remembering. I've been in a hospital for maybe 6 months, in a coma. Had to learn to walk again and pee again and put my pants on again and write and read.
But you didn't come back and live here. You lived at your girlfriend's house.
Because I wouldn't let anybody come and visit me in the hospital. Only Kath. I kept the whole family away.
That's what happened during the whole year that. The year we were off.
When you went off and had a baby.
Right.
I wasn't having such a good time. I had a catheter.
The funny thing about this season. The first season I put all the weight on with beer and whiskey. And I actually got sober in between the first and the second season.
Wow.
And then the second season, I come back and my whole fucking character arc is about booze and drugs. Oh, God, this sucks.
How long has your brother Michael been pushing drugs for Freddie Court?
My brother runs a liquor store.
Are you saying your brother is not part of organized crime here in Brooklyn?
Beautifully shot. Look at Phil. Phil's got such an eye, man. He's not shy of these massive close-ups with the rest of it in the background. Because he set up the style for the pilot. He just came. He kind of hits the ground running.
The great thing about Philip is that he, when you're doing a scene, or the scenes that I did with Philip, he builds a little tent around his monitor so that the light doesn't come in, so it doesn't get a glare or anything. And he sits in this black tent. And next to you, there's because the monitor is usually half a block away, and there's a speaker. It's blasted, and he's got a microphone in the tent, and you're doing the scene, and he's screaming at you while you're doing the scene. And I can only imagine when you were doing the sex scene, having that Philip noise through the microphone. Fucka harder, mate. Fucka.
with pleasure, more pleasure. That's the direct note.
But you know what? He's also really gentle and said he came up when I was doing a lot of the kind of brain damage stuff. He'd come up and whisper very gently in my ear, stuff about just kind of subtle things, just for you to hear, not for anyone else to hear. It's a lovely director.
Hey, what about him? Is he funny?
Fuck no.
Hey, Michael. Good to see you come around. How you feeling?
Good, good. Here's my cup.
Brian there's gonna bring it over to Kath like he has been.
I'm here. I like it now.
Hey, Freddie has me give everything to Brian, so I guess you kinda, well, you gotta go ask him.
Then it's yours.
So I've been away. I missed my crime empire, such as it is, has been completely overtaken. And again, this guy's really good. He became part of the gang, and he came in. You know, it's tough to come into a series that already exists and play it with balls.
That's how I felt season 2.
Well,
and again, one of the other things that it was so invaluable. The people I met who really made themselves very vulnerable and told me things that were very candid. And one of the things is what trouble they had counting, they had trouble going to supermarkets, things you wouldn't imagine.
Because of your brain injury.
Yeah, and particularly in high pressure situations. So Michael can't actually count. There's a few times you see him with numbers, totting up books and stuff. And he doesn't want to admit to himself that he can't do things, but he just can't do them.
You know, I want to talk too about Chad Detweiler, the production designer, who I think throughout the episodes look so fantastic. All of our sets look so great.
Real.
Very
gritty.
Yep.
They fit the area. If you go
Even
to
the phone stuff. Have you noticed the phone stuff? I think we got money from a phone company.
We did.
There's a lot of boxes of phones around.
Boost.
Spot them. I mean, we should have a little prize for people who spot all the boost plugs.
You know, the rad thing, when the most validating thing I think about doing this show is going back for season 2, when Providence had seen it.
Yeah.
And that they were actually pleased with how we portrayed their town.
They felt like we were from.
That we did it justice, and that to me is the.
Because it is an amazing place. I went to play golf once with one of the cops, and there was a big party at the golf club, and I said, "Who's that?" And they said, "Oh, it's a bookie just got out of jail." Like that's how small the town is.
Dude, I had
the
dinner
cops and
with
the
a
criminals play
judge,
golf
a
together.
contractor, and a policeman one night, and like a straight up, you know, like this guy owns like 11 restaurants in Providence. So you tell me what he does, and they're all sitting there at the same table. It's exactly like the show, the whole city.
Everybody knows each other. Everyone's kids go to school together.
It's amazing.
In different worlds.
Yeah.
Everyone went out with each other and stuff. Even to make the show, when they wanted to, you know, it was going to shoot in Massachusetts, and they decided they were going to shoot here because the powers that be, you can get the important people to make a decision and pass legislation around a table.
Yeah.
One table in one restaurant, they make a decision, and suddenly it's law.
It's funny because it's like the example of small government.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because of the size of the state. Because everything's done right there at that one
He's
table.
great. John Fiore. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah, he played in Nisoli.
He's fantastic. I worked with him a long, long time ago in Mystic Pizza.
Oh, wow.
Did you?
That was on the other day.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It's like,
yeah, Gish.
You were such a little girl. It's great.
Throwing down the pizza.
So here's another thing. Sorry, this is one of the bits of research that came to fruition. That I met people who told me that they found restaurants, anywhere with a lot of noise, ambient noise, incredibly difficult. It kind of deafened them and freaked them out. And so just walking through and finding a table in a restaurant is an enormous task and challenge for Michael. Just picking out people's faces.
Did you have a lot of fun with this brain damage thing?
Oh man, I loved it.
You did.
You know what?
He's going to write a book about it.
That's why I felt honoured that these people from all different walks of life will come and share with me. It was a very emotional, experience for them, and tell me things about that made them very vulnerable.
Did you pay
I
him?
thought it was a privilege.
Did you pay him?
I didn't need to.
Kevin Chapman, Billy Smith, and Brian Scannell. 3 great character actors. Leading men.
Kevin and Brian have been friends for a long time.
All East Coast.
All Boston, Southie. Billy Smith is such a rad guy. So is Scannell. Okay, Chappie, you're okay. You're all right
no,
too,
Chappie and I hung out the whole time, which is weird because we're such violent enemies, but because we have scenes together and we end up getting very close, and our family's very close. It's always weird when you do scenes with people that you're meant to despise when actually you arrive at work together and you leave together.
What restaurant is this actually?
Was it Steakhouse or something?
It's called the Federal Building or something like that. It's like a federal. It used to be a bank, and it's right there.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's right on. I think it's Broad Street. Right in the smack of downtown, Westminster and Broad, I think.
Okay.
Well, I loved having this stuff to do because He's this tough guy. Throughout season 1 is absolutely in control of everything, and now he's terrified, like terrified, and the whole world's kind of through a haze. He can't really process anything anyone's saying, but I'm faking that I can. And so, as an actor, you love having stuff to hide and something else to play. It's just a gift.
You did it really well.
Struggling. I'm just drowning.
You did it good. You did a good job with it, buddy.
Thanks, gorgeous. But he's so completely in control now, Freddie Cool with me. Just, he can do anything with me.
The rad thing about it is I think your brain damage made you more violent because of the internal struggle.
Well, it gives you giant mood swings, big mood swings.
And you're just so upset about being out of control. And the only thing that you know how to completely control is that violent side.
My brother's a psychiatrist, and he told me that what happens to a lot of brain damage people is whatever they were before, they are to the power of 10 afterwards. In many ways, huge mood swings. And,
that guy was amazing.
They lose their inhibitions.
Who played the Jew guy? What's his name?
I can't remember.
The character. What's his? It's not just that wasn't a slur, guy. Like that was his real character.
He's called Mickey the Jew.
Yeah, something the Jew. Okay, all right. I'm not being an asshole here.
Yeah. You know that? Would you mind that burning cross is really smelling if you could go outside? Just Len's gone now. It's weird when you get a script. No, whose funeral is it?
I don't know whose funeral it is, but it's not
Someone
Len's.
else's. Okay.
No, it's this was a politician that
There's Damien.
Oh. Damien has a beautiful restaurant, a really beautiful restaurant. He would always bring in cannolis for people to eat on the sets. He's a restaurateur as well as an actor, and you don't want to eat them because they're so moorish. You have like 12.
Good.
One of the tough things, but it's okay for you, Ethan, but one of the tough things is they bring you food on shoots. They're always bringing you plates and trays of food, and there's always tables of food around and stuff. And you could really get
American waste.
Blimp, you know?
That's right, American waste.
It's shocking.
Yep.
Especially if you, like Jason and me and Annabeth, we know at some point we're always going to have to get our kid off.
I wonder if I'm going to have to be naked this next episode, this next season.
What's that peanut butter paste that they
That's
bring
in my
to kids in
contract. We have
Africa?
to be
They should
naked.
bring that to us now too. What's that peanut butter? The peanut butter paste.
Nutella?
No, it's like there's a new thing that's actually saving millions of lives in Africa right now. It's a little peanut butter paste in a packet.
Wow.
Oh, I saw this on 60 Minutes. Yeah.
They should have that for us now.
Wait, and talk about the truck. They're just always,
Haven Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Providence.
If you ever want to know how
landmark.
I gained 50 pounds, it's right there behind
I've
me.
been there 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think the only time I went there was with Jason and Jason.
Oh, yeah.
And when we went dancing.
Yeah.
It's the only place to get something to eat
like
after
3 in the
11
morning.
o'clock at night. Yeah.
Right.
It's tough. It's one of the only scenes we had together. We can't even make eye contact.
Yeah.
We had to walk and hit certain landmarks. We had to hit the bin at the right time.
It was a fun scene. This was my first scene.
Also, you don't know. You think I might be remembering that it was you that nearly killed me.
Yep. And you're asking me to go find out who killed you, who tried to kill you.
Were you heavier in season 2 than you were in season 1, Ethan?
No, I was at the end of season 1. I was about 10 pounds heavier than I am now. In this, I was about 210 here. I was probably like 220.
Very raging bull of you.
Do you play at some point that you realize I don't know, or are you still not sure all the way through?
When you ask me, right there,
You
like
think
it's
I'm
right
playing
here.
you?
No, right there. I'm like, he doesn't know. He doesn't fucking remember. When you first walk up, I'm like, oh my god, you want to go for a drive? I don't have time for a drive. There's that dialogue at the beginning, and now.
God, I'll tell. It's funny how worry shows itself in your face.
Because you're about to go. He's like, you just said to me, I'll find out. I got some cops. I was like, no, don't do that. Because I don't want you to go do your own research. I'll do it for you so I can give you a line of bullshit.
What's weird about the brain damage thing is, again, I'm thinking, because people don't realize when they're behaving inappropriately. People are always, weirdly, people are inappropriately sexual, rude or direct in public. No, I had books and books, and I had DVDs on the trailer.
Like you.
I watched DVDs.
Are you a method actor
every time
as well?
I came to the set, I'd have somebody telling me their story on DVD before I got there. But anyway, what they do is they constantly say stuff in public, and they realize that everyone where they are is staring at them in horror.
Too.
staring at them in horror because they've done something completely inappropriate.
I didn't
and I
know.
thought offering you money, I might have done something terrible for a second. I mean, this scene, she's folding laundry.
It's great, dude. You kidding me?
Did you fold any of that laundry, Annabeth?
I did. In fact,
Don't lie, you
I
didn't
swear to God,
fold
I'm
anything.
very weird about, like, I like setting my own props, especially if
Me too,
I've
yeah.
used it. Then
Right.
I want them sort of, and it was very meticulous. I had to have them folded a straight
But
way.
you don't
set
line
the
up for
way you
lunch. You
want.
get people to go to the front for you, right?
Always.
Okay, just checking.
I love it because you're trying to do the thing that Clark wants you to do.
But you know what? I had a very different interpretation of this scene. I wanted it to be very angry.
Right.
I wanted it to be, you know, but Blake and Philip both, you know.
Stopped you.
Did.
But it's
Essentially.
rad. This, and
Told
then
you
this
not
phone
to.
call comes through. It's like you're trying to. It's like, okay, I'm not like you try to take a break from being a mother, and then all of a sudden it's like your kid just stabbed a chick with a pencil.
Right.
Yeah.
It's rad.
Violence in the family runs
Look at,
deep.
look at Phil's got the angle slightly off. Just slightly off.
Uh-huh.
Just-
Touches it a little
Canted,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen developmental behavior like this before. We think it's some version of ADD-HD.
She's cool.
Attention deficit?
Lila's gonna be fine with all the medications that they have available today.
Really irritating.
The doctors find
Do you know what I
the
mean?
right
Just a
dose.
horrible, patronizing thing to have said by a teacher.
I'm dealing with the same thing in real life right now.
Really?
You understand what you did was very wrong. And you are never going to do anything like it again. All right. Mrs. Drummy is going to take you back to class, and you are going to stand up in front of everyone and apologize to Danielle. Good. You and I are going to talk more about this at home.
Don't tell Dad.
That's the stillest I've ever seen Madison.
Uh-huh.
The funny thing is
She's
a Yankee
really
fan.
a lovely hyper kid.
My son's a Red Sox fan. I wonder if that's where it all comes from. That's the right. I took my son to Fenway Park one year. You know, when we were doing the first season. He's like, he loves Providence.
Well, Chappie's got the hookup, isn't it Kevin Chappie?
Yeah,
He's got the hookup.
yeah.
'Cause he
Chappie and
used to work in
Skinner.
there.
Yeah.
No, this is
This is great.
this was Carl's fiance
Carl's fiance? Yeah, I remember.
from the first season.
That's another thing. It's like so much conflict in every scene.
Yeah.
Because it's like you need a friend, but you
Take it in
can't have
different
But
this
this is
one.
the-
But they
yeah.
don't have conflict. What's great is they end up being.
And Eileen finally gets a little bit of a female friendship.
But it's a lie. It's like
Yeah. No, that's what's
Yeah.
the whole
great.
thing's based on a
But
lie.
layers, that's the only interesting thing ever to see on screen. Is one thing going on between people and something else entirely going on underneath.
You know,
When people say what they mean, you know, then it's just unbelievably dull.
Well, it's all about the subtext.
Yeah.
it meant a lot.
And this scene was all about the cigarette staying lit.
Yet more
which it
smoking
wouldn't.
from Annabeth Gish. One day,
Rainy day.
It was
Please-
so cold.
please write in with tips if you have any way that Annabeth could look more believable smoking.
I
a
did.
cigarette.
I
That would
did
be very
smoke.
good.
I used to smoke. I did.
But did you stop because everyone just accused you of faking it anyway?
She's from the Midwest. She's pregnant. She still smokes.
Yeah.
That's why it was so hard to convince people that I, you know, I'm a bad girl at heart.
The thing that's
My wife
rad
used to
about-
smoke,
but-
and she it looked like she was smoking on camera badly in real life.
See, to understand this scene, though, you really have to know the prior season.
Yes.
Yeah.
To really get the grasp of this scene and to understand what's going on, you have to have watched the entire first season.
The fact
Which
that
more
I was.
people watched season 2 than watched season 1, so you have to presume that they hadn't watched.
Well, a lot of the people that I've talked to said I have to go back and watch the first season because a lot of the
right.
stuff on the second I didn't get.
Right.
Like this whole scene is just a continuation from
relationship.
episode 7.
The fact that I was fucking her fiance.
Yeah.
Oh, he had an affair with him. That's not need to be so vulgar.
I mean, not bad, not like.
Oh, that's the guy. That's the 70s moose cock that we had. It's her dead husband, right?
A fine,
I'm
fine
so
actor.
Shocked.
Smell like pancakes.
I wonder what's worse.
That's a great line. Remembering what Carl smelled like.
Mm-hmm.
And you say he smelled like what?
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
It used to make me hungry.
And she doesn't be like, why does she know she smells like pancakes?
Thanks for the 5 minutes. Bob spoke very highly of the company's work. Big Bob and I have done a number of projects.
Poor Jace. All he ever got to wear is suits.
He likes wearing suits. He's a fancy dresser.
Yeah, he does.
He's very chic. He does have quite the fashion sense.
He does. He's always telling me to buy new clothes.
I know, and every time I, had a nice sweater or something, he's like, "That's a nice jacket."
Yeah, where'd you get that? He's always checking my tags.
Shoes?
Always.
When men compliment women on their shoes, they don't really mean it. It's just we've read somewhere that women like that. Just so you know.
I actually like women's shoes.
Don't buy it.
It's a kind of a kinky thing. I kind of like it.
That said, Rhode Island is known for its closed business environment. Now that's not true. We welcome.
This is also great.
Jay spends so much time with the politicians there. He absolutely gets it, doesn't he? Really, really knows.
This whole thing right here is rad too. This scene. Subtext again.
Well, they're very Blake and Henry are very comfy at writing all that. All that political manipulation kind of.
What I like
strategic stuff.
They don't dumb down the dialogue for the audience. Like you.
Oh, Ethan, I remember you ate and ate during. You poor thing.
Yeah.
So you know what? Thank God, because what I hate is watching actors in scenes with food, but they don't put anything in their mouth. Because it's so fake. And they do it because you don't want to eat over and over and over again, but you can always
You mean
tell.
like me right here?
Look at you playing with your food. Oh, there's a piece of lettuce. Let me just see if I can get another. Oh, no. Can't quite get it in the mouth. I bet you spat that out when they cut off.
Well, I was playing the home-cooked meal. I haven't had a home-cooked meal in like 4 months. My wife left me,
Yeah.
I've been eating donuts and
yeah.
Somebody makes me a home-cooked meal.
What's what Jay's got on there? He's got like a microscopic homeopathic amount of food on his fork. There. You have to zoom in to see it. It's ridiculous.
No, Jason eats too. He does eat. I've seen him.
Nobody ever eats on camera.
Yep.
I had a scene at the end of the season with sausages. Were you there at that barbecue?
Yeah, I was.
And I had like 43 giant sausages during the course of the day. I thought I was pregnant.
You didn't have a spit bucket?
I was eating them and swallowing them in the shot.
It's a long scene. It was like a 9-page scene.
Yeah.
This is the only scene I had with Clark for the whole season.
Really?
Yeah. I love working with Clark, man. So much fun working with him. I only had 2 scenes with him the first season.
I had such a hard time in season 2 because
he hates you.
He hates me.
I'm the
and
same. That's all my scenes with him. He despises me.
Oh my God, it was so uncomfortable, and it just really affected me personally. I know. I mean, it obviously wasn't intentional from a personal basis, but it did. I'm a sensitive flower. What can I say?
We and Jace had to struggle to try and find different tones within the scenes because they're all, essentially he's always just bristling with hatred and rage when he's near me.
I just kept, going to Blake and Henry and saying, please, a little bit of reprieve from the
gloom.
The gloom.
That's what people tune in for. They want to see other people having a really, really terrible time, and suddenly their own life in their jail cell looks a little bit lighter.
So fuck you very much.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just a question,
Fuck you very much.
Oh, he got you over to the house to use you.
I don't have my headphones on.
Oh.
You don't have your headphones on?
I don't have my headphones on. I memorized the whole script.
You're being very zen.
I figured nobody else at home can fucking listen to it. Why should I?
Oh, yeah.
I
got this. People doing their kids' jigsaws. Thomas, it's so useful being able to go and meet the real people.
She was really good this season.
She's an amazing actress.
Really, really good.
Why don't we clean this up?
She always pulls off. They asked her to lean over the table sexily.
Well, she's trying to
horrible note for an actress to get. She completely pulls it off.
Well, she's trying to fix you. But what I got with watching this season is the only way she can help you really, because you won't let her help you any other way, is sex. It's he won't let me help him. He keeps wanting to do it himself. The only thing that he'll let me help him with is getting off.
Well, what we had between us, Tina and I, is we had in our minds that she had been nurturing me through rehab. Like, she'd got me out of bed, she taught me to pee, she taught me to do laces up again, the alphabet, and so we'd been through all that, and now I was rejecting her because it had just gone on for too long. So even though you don't see or hear about that specifically, that's what we were thinking happened.
Probably wouldn't do that if
Like, even the way she's petting that bear, she's trying to seduce you. Sitting there, Like, everything she's doing this season, she's trying to seduce you.
But I think Michael really loves her. I mean, I really, really love her. And I feel so vulnerable and I need her so much that scares me, so I pull away from it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like without her, I literally couldn't put my shoes on or do anything, and that freaks me out. Love a thong.
See, that's the only thing.
You've got to love a thong, don't you?
But that's like, she just made you better. It's like she succeeded. You could see the look on her face. She's like, I'm helping him now. You know? Like, you were uncomfortable, you were angry.
Again, people with brain damage get very inappropriately sexual. Not that it's inappropriate to have sex with your partner, but they get sex. They want to have sex all the time in weird public places.
That's not normal?
No. I mean, they walk around like permanently erect a lot of the time.
That's not normal?
Did you get a knock on the head in any recent years?
Recent?
Like, this marriage is.
Don't you think that's an odd reaction when you hear?
Yeah, your kid stabs someone and he goes, "Did she break the skin?" Yeah, he's just obviously got other stuff going on for him. He's turning into a terrible dad and a terrible husband.
He's turning into a terrible person. He's the bad guy this season, if you ask me.
At least you and I agree on something.
I love how later on he just loses all moral, like he gives up. He was fighting so hard the first season, and he just, at this point, he's given up on morality.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fake chin I'm wearing there. That's prosthetic chin.
Did they do your tattoos this season?
Yeah, man, let's check them out. I want to be covered in tattoos, but it just would have taken too long.
Not everybody can look like me, buddy.
No, listen, I've been in a coma for 6 months. No point in looking like you mean to the gym all the time.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the tattoos.
Oh, I see. Yeah. There's the Irish flag. The first time we put it on, the first season, we put it on the wrong way around. I've got a big cross tattoo on my back. And there.
This now, I love. That's a great shot.
I got this from my neighbour. I went to Blake between seasons and he told me about brain damage. And I said, my neighbour used to black out and not know when she came back that she'd missed time. And I thought it was a fantastic number of gangster, and God love him. He took it down with it. Michael has no idea that time just went. None whatsoever. And it is scaring the shit out of me.
Is that a real scar on your shoulder?
Yeah, it goes all the way over, all down my back.
Is that real?
No one knows yet what that scar is. It goes all the way down, all the way down my back and round. I'm not telling you. That's between me and my wife.
I saw him palm a couple of bikes off of one of Brian's boys.
But I love that, just going dead.
I was so terrified doing this scene, being sober.
Right.
Wondering if I was pulling off being annihilated.
How come you've gone to my bar? You looking for trouble?
Yeah, I'm looking. I want to get my ass beat. I want to get my ass beat.
Well, look, I know you're all busted up about Cassie, for chomping pills.
Did Joe do that makeup?
Yeah.
You look great.
You look phenomenal. Joe did an amazing job. Yeah. Joe Rossi did an amazing job, and Peggy as well.
He does very good job making me look like shit.
But your performance as well is.
Thank you, Gish.
I think it's more than makeup myself.
Yeah, I think so too. I love working with Billy, man. This season we got to do. I did more scenes with Billy than anybody else. We had so much fun together.
He has no ego about work. He's so happy to make Mo completely undignified in every way. He'll go anywhere.
That's the great thing about he has nothing holding him back. You know what I mean? It's
ass clown. What's an ass clown?
Yeah, ass clown.
Where does that come from? You ever heard that used?
Did I say it there?
Yeah.
It's said a lot in Brotherhood, actually. Ass clown.
Yeah, I think it's something Blake picked up.
Look at your eyes shining there. You really look just toast.
Straighten the shit out.
Working with Billy is a lot of fun.
He's a giggler.
He's great.
A giggle?
He's a giggler. He's a giggler. He laughs like.
Hanging out with him's rad too.
I've never had
He's done all the real stuff. He's done the real stuff so often. It doesn't. He doesn't think
he's a Marine.
He doesn't pretend to be a tough guy or anything. He's just having a good time. And that's where we are. It's weird. Providence has so many faces. Has those beautiful wooden houses. Has that horrible industrial bit. Has all the ocean and all the boats.
This vomit that the prop people made tasted so much like real vomit because it was like milk and orange juice, and the milk had fermented.
I think that was real vomit.
It was disgusting. And this is the day my wife came to set. So like I go back into the trailer and I smell like vomit. She's like, "What the fuck have you been doing on set?"
I love that line.
Like, how you doing, babe? Welcome to Providence.
I love that lady works with. What's the good word? I never heard that before. What's the good word on that thing? Yeah.
So you're in a hotel room at this point.
My wife has kicked me out, living in a hotel room. which is what I did for season 1. Yeah. I wanted to see what it was like to be blue collar East Coast guy, so I lived at the Motel 6 off of the freeway in Seekonk.
Wow.
Now I think this is the only scene I had with Jason coming up now for like the first 6 or 7 episodes. Weird. I mean, it's almost like I've grown away from the family by being in hospital all the time.
What am I, invisible? Listen, I'm late, Mike, so what's up? Nothing. Just haven't seen you.
You guys both had colds.
See anyone?
I always have a cold.
At the hospital.
Yeah. Early April we did this.
Yeah, it was so effing
really
cold.
Man. And the only mode of transportation I had was my motorcycle.
God, I feel like I'm playing like I feel like I'm 7 years old. So I don't look I'm 7 years old, but it feels he's so vulnerable, Michael.
It's a great shot.
It's all
Something important. No. Now you go do your thing. You're late.
people I met were also raw, you know. They couldn't really pretend very well, you know. Nah.
Here's your wife.
Here you go, Reese.
Cassie.
Stick your headphones on, but oh no, she's got a scene with Billy.
Yeah.
Your husband.
I love Billy's outfit. Man, well, the clothes are just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fucking wait a minute. I just want to talk to you. I want to ask you something. Relax, I'm wondering.
What's the streak on her? She changed her haircut, right?
Yeah,
Between
she's a hairstylist, so every episode she got a different haircut.
Wig on.
Yeah, hair department has a lot of fun when there's a character that's the hairstylist on the show.
Damien, big cannoli day.
Well, you know, he's
in. We all got fat.
Because there's all these politicians that, like, they're great actors, great character actors on the East Coast, and they come in, and you know, it's not a very high budget show.
Hire some firm out of New York?
Actually, my nephew did those.
No kidding.
He's a junior over at RISD.
Oh, maybe I should hire him to design my flyers.
You know why you're here, Tommy?
Huh?
I'm not going to drop my support for Valente.
Did I ask you to? When you turn me down once, I'm not going to get on my knees and beg. There's a gentleman I think you should sit with. He wants to bid on those contracts to improve internet bandwidth.
Michael Gaston wanted to do Jericho. He's fantastic in Jericho. Did you see that?
No.
Oh yeah, he was great. He was the mayor of the town.
Don't do him any favors you don't want to.
What about Valente?
I don't care who you support for Senate. Well, you meant Valente.
I'd vote for that guy. I trust him. Damon's so much more trustworthy than Jason. I would never vote for Jason.
That's why.
Not for a second.
That's why Jason gets rid of him in this episode.
Yeah, that's right.
I loved the cinematography on this season. Was rad.
Teo, that's right.
So rad. Everything moves. There's a lot more movement this season, you know? Because we had Guy on the Steadicam.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. This is one of those classic scenes with the speaker, Philip Noyce's amplifier, and right here through the amplifier that's down off camera, I'm hearing Philip say, "Harder, up his ass further, mate. Stick the gun all the way in his prostate, mate. Stick it in his ass."
I think wasn't Wade was the stunt coordinator for this first few episodes too, right?
Your husband.
My husband.
See
Wade.
it right there. In the ass further.
There's a nice little close up on there of the butt cheeks.
Should we take a little time to talk about Wade? What a fantastically cool, sexy ex-cop, kind of just all-round superhero man he is.
Well, I was talking about him yesterday with Krav Maga.
Oh, yeah.
How Annabeth's husband is
pretty intimidating.
Is one of the world-renowned Krav Maga fighters.
I've traveled a lot. I know heard of him.
The Israeli army, the Israeli special forces hired him to come teach their army their own martial arts. That's like the Chinese army calling up some American guy to teach them kung fu. It's like, it's ridiculous. The guy is rad, and he's so peaceful to be like a professional eye gouger.
I think one of the things Blake and Henry did between seasons is that if Michael's the king of the thing, he's got nowhere to climb, so they knock me right back down to the bottom of the pile again. And here, Freddie's just taken any little hopes or dreams away from me again. And there's nothing I can do. It's very humiliating to be so undignified. You know?
How about I take care of that? No, Herbie the Jew's my problem.
Herbie the Jew, that was his name.
Herbie the Jew.
You gonna get confused out there? Stop mixing up your rights and your lefts? What happens if a guy you forgot about rolls up on you and just happens to... Can't do that, Michael. You're just too valuable to me.
Scannell. What's up, Brian?
What's weird from Rose, the mother, she looked out the window. Although we were big-time gangsters, she probably saw us there when we were 5 and 6 and 7, the same kids hanging out together doing the same stuff.
Picture of the Pope in the background.
Our dearly departed.
What's up? Make like you're upset I'm not around more. Well, here I am.
I'm not upset.
Again, I love her house.
You see on the wall there behind Rose, they are real childhood pictures of me and Jason and Kerry.
Yep, and
there's that picture you can just see over her shoulder. There's me and my brother Brent in Liverpool football kit at the end of in 1967 or something, at the end of our street in a little field.
I was born in 78.
Yeah. Me too, which is what's weird. And lots of pictures of Fanilla's when she was. There you go. On the left there, that's me with big boofed up hair and a blue velvet jacket.
Is that you?
Yeah, yeah. And
I
that's
thought
me and
that
my
was
brother
Fanula.
Brent. There.
That was you?
Yeah.
How are things at home?
That's a great scene.
Fine.
Good.
I mean, the usual stresses.
What's Jason got in his pants there? Or is that a coat?
The coat over his lap.
Why is that? That's rather suspicious.
Lila told me you do. It's important.
Yes.
This was a cool scene.
Not much.
The mask of politics.
Who's the woman behind?
I think she's the other guidance counselor.
They have 2 counselors in the room?
Public school
It's
system.
a bit odd.
That's how we do it in America, dude.
Yeah.
Lila's a middle child. She's energetic.
I thought she was really good.
Do you know what's a great? She was really good. But also, there's a slightly bigger issue, which is this is a really huge and ridiculous thing that goes on in this country. How many kids are on pills? How many grown-ups are on pills? It's outrageous. Instead of having vaguely addressing what's going on in their life, they just hand it out like candy. I know so many people here, and you just
Here
if
comes
you're in the house, you go to the bathroom,
The big sting.
you see cupboards full of pills.
No, just make sure you tell the girls will be home in time.
To chase him like a dog.
You know, I wish you'd get it over with and get angry at
And this, what
There we
we
go.
meet up after
This is a big
this,
moment.
too. Oh. Oh, bad timing.
Tommy, you remember Jordana?
Absolutely.
So for anyone who didn't watch the first season, Jason is now looking at his wife talking to the fiancé
two.
of the person she had an affair with. Did you follow that? There's a diagram with the CD.
Let's go for a coffee sometime.
Absolutely.
God, that would be so uncomfortable. If that were. a
And
real
yet anything is a
situation.
lifeboat for Eileen, you know, some
Yeah.
kind of, just some human connection.
Anyone being warm to her. Here we go.
Tommy, slow down.
Actors love scenes like this.
What, is that all you got?
Does that woman have any idea who you are? How you destroyed her life? You stole a fiance and all because what? Oh, you're unhappy. You did drugs in our house. You fucked other men. I look at you now. I look at you and I see filth. Oh, I see filth.
Great
in the hands
line.
of other men.
This is lovely writing.
Mm-hmm.
If you got any decency, you'll stay the hell away from her.
He looks so disgusted. The way he's looking up.
Do you notice
and
how the
down.
Steadicam is deliberately unsteady to kind of reflect what's going on? It's kind
He's
of
not
it's
just
handheld.
looking at your eyes, like he's looking at your whole body. It's so dark.
She's like,
They cut out him calling me a whore.
well,
Look,
that's
you just
jealous,
standing there alone. Look at that shot as he's driving away.
But, you know, as with all things, like, he can't see that he was a part of it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
if he could, there'd be no story.
Yeah.
It'd all be over. 2 episodes, a couple
And that's what
counselling
you're
and
going
cuddles.
through.
Yeah.
Like you're like,
Go to the
I
movies,
did
have
that
dinner,
because
go to
of
bed.
where you were.
I did that because your life is only about your brother and your mother and your politics. You know, I have no...
That's your excuse. You're a whore.
That's rad.
I think I might know a dealer if you're truly reliable.
Reliable. Very reliable.
This is the day when the budget was obviously stretched in the extras department. What's this? Oh, Herbie the Jew's house. Okay. This hurt. Just stunned here that Wade was on top of, but in the end, sometimes you just can't fake very big men smashing each other into a wall. It's just, it just hurts.
I just did this thing where I got smashed. I came home. I have the biggest bruise on the back of my leg you've ever seen. I kind of like it. It's like they pay us too much money to not come home bruised.
And sometimes
this is a big guy, and we were, you know. What was nice is to be completely uncool in this and manage it really badly. It's a difficult thing Phil tried to do here and try and represent visually. I look one way, I see the kitchen. I look the other way, I see the kitchen as well. That can't be right. There can't be 2 kitchens. So
And is that all in your head, the distortion, the voices, the...
no, there really are 2 kitchens. Of course it's in my head.
No, I mean the voices.
So, I just panic. Situations of stress like that. A lot of people with brain damage run out of supermarkets. They can't take the stimulation, the light, the noise, and all the choices of stuff. Packets of things in so many different colours.
And it's almost like something that's the rad thing about this. Is
that hurt.
The fear in your eyes, because normally you wouldn't be afraid of this situation.
No, I wouldn't. And also, it's a big guy about to fall, bless you, about to fall on top of me. This was tough. I had to grab him by the hair. There's no way to fake this. He was going, grab me. Oh, yeah, that's not good. I don't think that was my hand. I think
there's not much to grab up there either, is there?
No, poor guy.
If you would have gotten 2 inches higher, you would have missed.
And this as well.
Because where's Stevie, man?
No, where is Stevie? That's a very good question. Where is he when you need him?
Has that been acknowledged yet? No.
No. You watch this and you go, where is he?
Is that the next episode?
Yeah. But this was tough. This is a big guy.
Uh-huh.
And hard to do. They were both big guys. That's right. It was the real guy. It's hard.
They didn't use like dummies?
No, they didn't. They used people. Big, heavy people.
Look at how he did a good job being riggered.
Yeah.
You see that? Yeah. His legs were stiff when he rolled. Rewind that and watch that, guys. His legs don't move. It's a good job.
Look at that.
It's
the only time you see
think.
beautiful places in Rhode Island, because it's full of beautiful places, when you're dumping dead bodies.
18. 22.
I never met the kid, the new...
Yeah. He's
the
good.
guy on the left.
Good.
I never met
Brandon.
him.
Brandon, his name is, I think.
What's the actor's name?
I can't
and he
remember.
didn't.
So I can't remember.
Was he just in a few episodes?
Mm-hmm.
He gets killed
He's always
off,
part of
right?
the new gang. He's come around because one by one the gang will get killed off because some people around. Who knows? I'm sure. I hope he has a lot more to do this year. He's very good.
Isn't he dead or no?
No.
He's not dead. Billy Smith. Steals every scene he's in.
He does.
Every scene.
You know what? Mo is one of those characters you just want to watch, and they love to write
Rad,
for.
Man.
Sometimes you create a character that's so much bigger than life.
I think it's Billy. You know,
Billy,
honestly,
yeah.
It's
I
Billy.
mean, because he created it.
He's very talented, underrated actor.
As you pointed out.
Wow, they used this location a lot this episode.
Didn't they just? But this time there's a bunch of extras there.
Well, there's really only a few restaurants in Providence because this is the political.
They're prepared to shut down for us to film there.
And this is the real place they all go because it's right down the street
Yeah.
from the Capitol. It's the only one that's there right in downtown that's not a chain. For the other private places.
What's that great steakhouse right on the water?
Prime. Oh, no, on the water? Al Forno?
Because no, that's... Providence is full of great restaurants because Providence has
many great
one of
restaurants.
America's best catering colleges, and people leave and open up restaurants for a few years because they don't want to leave town. They eventually close and move, but there's always great restaurants there.
very generous offer. I'll run it up the flagpole.
Did you guys read that article in the paper about there being all sorts of
Providence Journal or
Providence, yeah,
right.
about, and I think our names were mentioned.
Oh.
About the film commission and us being taken out to expensive dinners.
No, really? I
There was
wasn't
a
ever
little bit
taken
of
out to
corruption
expensive
involved, yeah.
dinners.
Me
This
neither.
guy lived outside town. I don't get any of these things better. I get asked to go on bank jobs with people.
Eileen? Hey.
Hi.
Not trouble with Lilac.
Art imitates life on this show.
Right.
Noni forgot a backpack.
Oh, well, I'm about to head to lunch. You want to drop that off and come with me?
Please? I had another...
Providence, a lot of people, because of the situation, where it's situated between Boston and New York, it's a port town.
Yeah, big organized crime was centered there for a long time.
Any heroin that doesn't come up through Mexico comes in through Providence and gets distributed across the East Coast, from Florida all the way up to Maine.
Where did you meet this guy? He's my dentist.
Oh, no.
Which is why I wonder how come Freddie Cook goes to my bar all the time, because Mulligan's is supposedly Michael's, but nonetheless Freddie hangs out there. It's because the other place is now under lock and key.
Philip wanted to make sure, he was like, please just, laugh. He wanted to hear Eileen laugh a lot.
Have a good time. Is that you again? Is that you again?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you got?
It was the Russians.
It was so hot that day.
It was?
Was?
Yeah.
Polyester leather jacket.
Like 100 degrees.
Can't touch him, though.
That's the thing, Michael, you see that little book? Michael has it always. Because when you have the kind of injury he has, you have to write everything down because stuff stays for about a minute. Your brain's like a sieve. And a couple of directors are going, does he have to have that book? Do you have to have that book? And I go, yeah. He's always got to have the book and write it down. And that book, I was always thinking Blake and Henry would write it in and be some kind of, MacGuffin, someone to get hold of the book, because it's got everything in it. Everything. I guess he'd throw away the paper, doesn't need it anymore.
It's kind of a dirty thing I did, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, what are you going to say? I did it?
Man up.
Set up the Russians, that's fine.
I always thought that was coming in season 2.
What, you and me?
That I would say, look, hey, buddy.
Look, if I know it's you, then someone's got to die. One of us.
Yeah, I only did a 1-year deal.
I'll be
this
all right.
year.
I live in England.
I did a 1-year deal this year.
It's tough
I
for
don't
me
know
to
about
leave
you
my kids
guys.
behind.
I only signed up for 8 more
Look,
episodes.
you could easily be Tommy's brother. I'm sure they could write that in. You only need one brother in Brotherhood anyway. He's got a sister.
I've asked Blake, if anybody kills me, I want to blow my own brains out. I want to do it myself.
They're doing a spin-off.
I think you should be
after
gang
this
raped to
season.
death.
After the season, it's going to be called Motherhood.
Motherhood.
That's right.
Nice.
And it's starring Fanula and I, and Carrie O'Malley.
Nice.
That would be a good show.
Georgia Lyman.
That would actually, well, she doesn't have a kid.
Yeah.
They'll give her one.
Billy Smith.
Yeah.
That looks like the place
How
I
good is
burned
Carrie
down.
O'Malley?
She's
How
very
is she?
good.
Oh, she's so good. The last
Sorry,
season
we're keeping you up,
with you
Annabelle?
and
Sorry. Tired.
The last season, the scene outside the clinic that you two had, I think was one of the best scenes of last season.
There's no weak links. I mean, you know what's great is that when they notice someone's good, they write stuff for them. And unfortunately, when people come and they don't quite hit the ground running, which is tough to come into a show that's already established, they write them out pretty quick as well.
But I think the acting caliber, it's pretty high on our show, and if you can't keep up.
Yeah, not so much. But the costumes are good.
The costumes are great.
This season.
Oh,
snap.
Oh, meow.
Oh, bam. Zing.
Notice all the catty comments are coming from the male side of the
don't
room.
Oh, we're
lump
worse than
me.
you anytime.
Don't lump me.
It's not catty, it's just honest.
But the truth is, you can only really act well when you have something decent to do. I don't know about you, but I have drowned horribly under bad dialogue and other things in the past. And, they're good stories, well told, and well written.
Good job, Phil. Good
And
job,
written
Blake.
by Phil Noyce. I hope he comes back again.
Good job, Blake. Again.
Oh, he gets 2 credits. That's a bit
Hey,
cheeky,
what's up,
isn't it?
Elizabeth Stevens? Henry Rommel. Donna Bloom. Hear it up, ladies. Isaacs, hey, that's
Don't
you.
like
Good job,
that guy.
Isaacs.
Don't try
Good
that
job,
guy.
Clarky.
Fuck him. Hey, Gish, yeah.
Oh, I didn't
What's up?
see her in it. Was
That's
she in
me.
that?
Huh?
Just at the beginning.
Chappie. Yes, good job.
Oh,
he's not in
so
it yet. The Brian O'Brien comes
the good
this
news.
season.
Oh, we
Right.
didn't. Yeah, he wasn't in it yet.
Teo, good job.
If you're watching this and you listen to all that, don't worry. The rest of the
Terry
season,
Kelly,
if you
good
have the
job.
box set, is
Helen,
free from
nice.
this unbelievable
Tony V,
bollocks and
Billy
bullshit
Smith.
that we've
See?
been spouting.
Billy Smith.
And you can just watch the story.
Brian Scannell. Who's
And know
Bill
that if you ever
Bucky?
meet us, we're even worse in real life.
Yeah.
The end.
Thanks.
Or is it?
Thanks for giving us this job, guys. Casting.
Do we get paid for this?
Huh?
I don't think so.
I think it's
You can
part
tell.
of it.
Frankly, if I put a value on it, it would be very low.
Annabeth's already walking out the door.
Bye.
Bye.
Love ya.
All right, Ethan, you can get dressed now.
No, I'm leaving. I'm going back into public. All right, bye.
I didn't meet any of these people. You met any of these people? Never met any of them.
What do you mean? Kim was on set
no,
every
sorry.
single
Okay,
day.
sorry, now I
Kim
get it.
was the medic on set every single day. Kim is rad.
By Providence.
Whoa.
Who is
What
that? What is
I
gang
have
tackle?
no idea. That's Elizabeth. God love her.
But what is gang tackle?
I don't know.
Is
I
it
think
Blake?
that's some sexual term.
I'll show you. I have a video.
Is it Blake?
No.
No, I don't know.